What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Believe it or not, there was a time when I didn't own any tools at all, nothing. And that all changed when I bought my first home. So today I want to show you which tools you should fill your first toolbox with, especially if you're a first-time homeowner. Now, the first thing you should be thinking about is where are you going to put all of your new tools? So I have way more toolboxes than any human being should ever have. Let me show you what I have and what your options are. One option is something like this. Now these are plastic. They have these latches here. And there's a decent amount of space inside. It has this top bin on top here to put smaller tools, and then the inside part has a larger space to put larger tools. This is not my favorite anymore. This is another option, and I really like this one. This is a semi-soft toolbox made by Husky. There are other ones made from other brands that are similar to this. I don't like it anymore, and the reason is because I bought this for $20 about 7 or 8 years ago. Now it's up to about $70, and I just don't think it's worth the investment. Now this is my choice for a toolbox. This is a soft bag. It is just big enough to fit the things that you're gonna need as a first-time homeowner, and it's easy to close, and it stores away very nicely, and it's very easy to take around. It's very portable. I love this. These are nice. This is uncomfortable to lug around. This is a bit overkill, and it's really, I think, overpriced. I think this is $60 or $70. This came in at 40 bucks. I like this one. Now, you don't necessarily need to buy this brand. There's so many brands out there that have something similar to this, but this is my go-to. So let me show you what I would fill this thing up with for somebody who has no tools at all. Now, these tool recommendations are in no particular order. The first tool I'm going to recommend is a hammer. Now, don't just pick off any hammer off the shelf. You don't want to get something like this. This is a framing hammer, and it is a lot larger, a lot heavier, and not, unless you're building a house, you're not getting one of these. You're not going to need this. Get a simple hammer. It costs less, and it's going to get you through whatever necessary problems you're going to have. Next up, definitely get a decent set of screwdrivers with different sizes, okay? This is Craftsman, and they're great. Craftsman has an awesome warranty. This is lifetime. If anything should happen to them, you can trade it in for a new one for free. I've actually used this option before, and they're wonderful. So this is a great brand to go with. The Home Depot, Lowe's brands that they carry are pretty good also. Home Depot carries the Husky brand, and these are pretty good quality also, so you can't go wrong, and they're not that expensive. Just make sure that there's a whole bunch of different sizes, because especially these little guys right here, they are going to come in very handy, especially if you have kids and you have to take apart toys to put batteries in them. These small ones here come in very handy. I use them all the time. Also get yourself some pliers. This is nice because it has pliers, it has an adjustable wrench, and then you have something like this which resembles something like a channel lock wrench, only it's a little bit smaller. These are great, and there will be times where you're going to need these. I would also recommend buying these. Now these are channel lock pliers. You don't have to get the biggest ones. This is about 12 inches. This comes in handy because if you ever need to tighten a pipe under your sink because it's leaking, this can get around it because it adjusts to this size here. So I've used this so many times, a lot of times for purposes that really they're not supposed to be used for, but they're great, and you're gonna find a time where they'll come in handy. I strongly urge you to get something like this. These are hex key sets, or also known as Allen keys. They are all locked into this, which is nice so you don't lose them. They do sell them loose as well, and I really don't like those too much because I always end up losing them. But one is metric, one is imperial, and then they have a Torx set. And a Torx set is this kind of shape here, which has like it looks like a star. And I've noticed more and more often that there are things that you would buy, furniture and things like that, that would require this type of tool to assemble them more easily. They usually give you the tool, but it's tiny and it's difficult to work with. These are so much better. Definitely get them. Another thing that you will definitely use is a utility knife. This comes in very, very handy. I use it all the time. I have a million of these things because I'm always losing them. Definitely get yourself one of these. I also urge you to get a measuring tape. Now this is a 12-foot measuring tape, which is more than enough for a regular household. Do not buy something like this. This is a 25-foot measuring tape. This is what you use when you're in the construction business. I have these and I actually prefer the small ones unless I am doing something construction related. Do not ever buy one of these. Now this is probably something that you probably saw your great-grandfather use maybe. You know, I guess these were commonly used when there were no measuring tapes like we have today. But these things are kind of annoying. I just don't even know why I have one of these. You're also going to need a level, and these are great because if you're trying to hang a painting and you want to make sure it's straight, this is small, it just sets on top, it's actually magnetic, so if there is a metal surface that you're trying to level off, this won't fall off. If you're looking to do something a little bit bigger, I would recommend spending a little bit more money and getting something like this. Now they do sell regular levels and different measurements, like this one here is 2 feet. They sell 4-footers and 5-footers and 6-footers and 8-footers. But for the kinds of things you're going to be doing inside the house, 2 feet is probably going to be more than enough. Now, I would recommend getting this because this one here is digital, and so you can't go wrong. You know, otherwise you're going to be staring at this little bubble in here and trying to figure out if it's level or not, and it just becomes a pain in the neck. This is awesome. It's worth the extra investment. If your home is built with wood and you have sheetrock walls, you're going to need a stud finder because sometimes you need to hang something heavy and you can't just go into the sheetrock because it won't hold. These are traditional stud finders. They're good. I've had this one for years, but I don't use this one anymore. I've moved on to this, and this uses magnets to detect the screws that fasten the sheetrock to the wall. And obviously, if you're going to attach sheetrock to the wall, you have to go into a beam. And so once you find a screw, you can hit the red button and it gives you the entire vertical section where all the other screws should be, assuming that you have your bubble here leveled off so that way it is exactly at 90 degrees. This is probably the most important tool you're going to buy. This is a drill. It's cordless. It's made by DeWalt. You don't have to use DeWalt, but the key here is to understand that there's a lot of different kinds of drills and not every drill is right for the job that you're doing. I would recommend something like this. This is DeWalt's Atomic Compact Drill. It's not that heavy. It's not super powerful where you're building houses with it. It has the ability to adjust the speed on it and also the torque, meaning that you can adjust this so that way you don't over screw and over tighten something. I use this 90% of the time in my shop here. Do not buy something like this. This is an impact driver. This drill will never stop drilling. I'll show you what I mean. Now this is the drill I'm recommending you buy. This is the compact drill driver. And when you want to screw something into a piece of wood, for example, it can continue going into the wood, but eventually it's going to strip the screw. But the point is you can also control the speeds on this. And you can also control the torque. It's not turning anymore because I set it so that way once it meets a certain amount of resistance, it won't spin anymore. Now this is the impact driver. This is used for construction applications. Now watch what happens when I screw this in. I mean, I'm probably almost a half of an inch in, and the only reason why it stopped spinning is because it stripped the wood inside, so it just keeps spinning. But again, this is way overkill. These are great tools. You don't have to buy DeWalt. I would recommend you buy either a DeWalt or a Milwaukee. They're both very reliable tools. Professionals use them all the time. And this here, you can find Milwaukee's version of this for roughly the same price, about $100. It comes with one battery and a charger. Now, if you have the larger drill, I would recommend, you don't have to get this, but I do love this. I would recommend getting something small like this. This is much safer to use. It doesn't have a lot of power. It's 4 volts, and it's great with very delicate applications where you don't want to over screw something and then damage whatever it is that you're trying to repair or assemble. It's rechargeable. It costs $20, and I actually bought it so that my kids can practice using a drill. That's how comfortable I feel about using this as far as safety goes. So Not a necessity, but definitely like a cool little thing to add to the toolbox. Now, if you are getting a drill, you're gonna need some drill bits. And so I found this on sale at Home Depot, but they sell things like this all the time where you have just an assembly of different drill bits and also bits for making holes in wood or drywall or things like that. Now, this one has a few. But what is really nice is it has all different types of screw tips. So depending what you're trying to unscrew, you should be able to find the right size bit to get the job done when you have a little kit like this. I would also recommend getting something like this, an assortment of drill bit sizes. This one has a whole bunch. I mean, this is basically everything you would ever need as far as sizes goes. And don't spend a lot of money. This one cost me about $15. I bought it at Harbor Freight. If you don't have one of those stores by you, check your big box stores. Maybe there's a sale going on because when they are on sale, they're not too bad. I'll link something in the description. But again, don't spend a ton of money because you're not a professional. You're not using these every day. You just need something in case you have a situation that you don't know is coming. You'll be prepared. Obviously, your tool collection will expand over time. Mine definitely did. But you don't need to go out and buy everything before you need to buy those things. So I think that this collection of tools will definitely get you started. And as the situations emerge where you need to buy certain things, you will then add to your collection. So this is my new homeowner's toolbox. I know some of you are not going to agree with all the choices I've made here. Let me know if there's something you would leave out or something I should put in the comments. I will link everything I can in the description below if you're looking for this stuff, but my recommendation is go to your big box stores because you can find most of this stuff there, and they usually have decent quality stuff when it comes to hand tools. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon in the next one.